Okay, welcome to the Foundational Infrastructure Working Group. Yeah, the board is working again. So
Cool.
this was a thing that was found in Ruby 3.2. This was removed somewhere. This addresses this issue. This issue was actually already addressed in a PR here, but it could be that more releases have this problem, right? That we don't know. That's why this PR is backporting that feature and putting it behind the flag. Pretty small change.
So this changed in Ruby SOTUS, and we need to change the behavior of the Ruby kernel function there in short.
Yeah, so this was removed in Ruby 3.2, but since we are using the Ruby on the director to render templates, and some templates we found at least these Datadog ones in the wild, but there could be more, right, that rely on this. And for us, we cannot ship breaking changes this way. So that's why we would like to have an option to enable the old behavior.
I also heard that the application, those Cloud Foundry controller APIs, the CF APIs, they had issues with the retries the HTTP client in Ruby does, and through 3.2 they had one version of Ruby which worked perfectly, but in the next version the Ruby commit decided to change again the behavior of the HTTP client.
Horrible.
It's really so the HTTP client doesn't implement correctly timeout, the timeouts you set for the connections. And for example, if you have 2-3 options, when the cloud controller talks to the Diego APIs, there are two APIs, so you have multiple APIs. And if the timeout doesn't work properly, then it cannot try the other APIs. You just hang with the first one you try to connect them. Yeah. It fails. CF push on 3-stage operation.
So did they pin back their Ruby version, or?
They monkey patched the HTTP client, and they are looking for other HTTP clients. They are using at the moment the one which is in Ruby itself, but they're looking for other options which Ruby have. Other gens which are implementing HTTP clients to validate they behave better. Yeah. Not nice.
Hello, Ramon. Yeah, but Bianca, could you take a look at this PR? It got assigned to you for a review.
Yes, I can. Tomorrow I will have time.
Okay. This one is still waiting for, was it? Yeah, second review. Or even if, no, Aram, I think already responded. Okay, let's leave this open for a bit. This one has one approval, and I just pinged Chris also. So get this merged soon. And then we can move over to the issues. Already did a bit of triaging. So there's this, yeah. To me, this just sounds like dry run, right? That we already have. They want a preview flag, but Bosch deploy already has a dry run.
Yes.
Let's see what they say there. This was still an issue, right? But it's being tested.
We meanwhile checked this issue, but we could not reproduce it. We do some last checks, but yeah, we will close it.
Once the last checks are done, right?
Yeah, right.
What do you mean? We can't reproduce it.
We tried it, but I'm not completely in the technical details, but we tried it several times to reproduce this by changing to an external blob store with the wrong certificates, but never saw this issue again.
I think you can easily reproduce if you just try to send the agent somewhere to blob store location which is not reachable. Somehow blocks the agent, and then it try to execute parallel tasks, and they should time out actually. So just yeah, sorry, Ruben. Ramon.
Yeah, I already couldn't replicate it locally when the issue existed at SAP like a year, 2 years ago. Because locally I couldn't replicate it, but we could replicate it within the SAP environments at that time. Yeah, so I don't know. So
yeah, I will check it again, but yeah.
It was probably due to some weird out of sync SSL certificate somewhere that caused.
No, the issue is that the Zoom DNS with signed URLs, the call tries to reach the blob store.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean to replicate the issue locally was hard. I was like, couldn't do it. So there must be some set of things that were just a little bit different. I don't know.
You can, I mean, the easiest way would be to just manipulate the IP table and send actions to the agent to sync with DNS, send 5 to 10 actions, and then try to do also something different, like a task, execute some kind of task, get VMs or something, and it should be visible that the tasks are timing out because the agent is busy to sync the DNS. So the agent is not able to do anything to accept any other tasks in that time, any other actions, so to say. But anyway, yeah, it's some edge case. Maybe we can leave it. If the blob store is not reachable, most probably we have also other issues. Not only.
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you would have like a really big environment and downloading your DNS information that comes from the blob store would take a long time, during that download, you would also be blocked. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, yeah, the sync DNS action which the agent executes is a synchron one. It's blocking.
Yeah.
It's blocking. I don't know whether there are many routines, Go routines around. You need to block all of them. So to execute so many sync DNS actions so that all of them are busy with sync blocked. I'm not sure about this, but at least the sync DNS call is blocking, is a blocking call.
We will hear an update, I guess, in the issue, and we'll see.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, this one was interesting. I had a call at Swisscom about it. So it's caused by this. So apparently they are using DNS. Are you also using DNS at SAP to refer to your Bosch director? Or are you just using a static IP address?
Static IP address.
Okay, yes.
So that we are using regarding multi-asset fast recover Bosch.
We're thinking about a DNS, but currently we're using still static IPs.
It's not in place to change.
Okay, then this might be interesting to you all. So apparently there's something. Yeah. So this line is important, at least in some environments, to get the so if you're reusing the IP address, which you do often when you're recreating an instance, right? Some network components won't update the ARP tables if you don't send this ARPing package. And the problem is that to set up the NATS firewall, you would have to resolve the DNS. So you need a working network. So there's this ordering issue, right? So they're gonna create a PR to move this above the setup firewall so that we first make sure that we have a functioning network. And still not, I mean, there's still a case where you could not be able to do this because given that this goes in a Go routine, it could be that this is still ongoing, right? And it hasn't finished while you're starting to set up your firewall. But that then should fail and we'll just go through the whole bootstrap of the agent again. And then the next time it should probably work.
But I tried to look up because we can enable it. We can enable the kernel option pretty easily.
Yeah, I know.
The only thing I wanted to, I'm trying to figure out what the negative benefits are, and if they are now putting it in the newer versions already enable this feature, then yeah, I don't know.
But we already have this functionality, right? So the Bosch directory is already doing it. It's just broken here. Sure, we could do the other thing as well, but that's a bit of a
Yes, of
workaround.
course. It's good to fix this as well, but it's just, yeah.
I mean, this is basically just moving this line above the setup NATS firewall. And then it should
line, make sure that the new MAC address is related to the IP address. So updates the MAC address change, so to say.
Yes. Yes. Propagate the MAC address change. Yeah, because you have a new instance with a new MAC address that uses the same IP address, and otherwise it has to wait for the routing components to, like, the router to update, not the Go router, but the router to they have like a TTL or something on these entries, right? So it needs to expire, and then that's not ideal. But yeah, I think we find found the root cause here. So there will be an incoming PR to fix that, make that change. Should be pretty straightforward. So
How this when you do the resolution, okay, when you use domain, because otherwise you have a different so we will have a different IP, I think, in our case when we use domains.
yeah, that was the other thing. So if you're gonna do an HA version where you want to be able to recover and basically update your IP address through DNS for all your instances, then maybe the better solution would be to make it opt-in, that firewall, Nats firewall thing, because Nats firewall is not going to work in its current form for when you change your director IP address, because it just puts in an IP tables rule and it doesn't reevaluate it based on the DNS change.
Yeah, but that's
So
why
maybe-
that's why it's better to use a full qualified domain name outside of for the Bosch directorate to solve this issue, or not?
If you do that, if you use a DNS entry for your Bosch director, then the Nats firewall IP tables rule will be potentially wrong, right? So it gets resolved to one IP address that's currently returned by DNS, and then if you update the DNS entry, the agents have already configured the instances, so it won't reconfigure that firewall rule.
Oh, that, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So maybe you want to make it opt-in altogether, because the feature itself is not that necessary, right? It was more for the Kubernetes workloads, basically, because on CF you already have application security groups that would limit or prevent access to the management network. At least that's really common to do. That basically has the same effect. Yeah, something to keep in mind when you're doing HA Bosch.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's this?
Oh, Ramon, how could we?
Come on.
No, it was not me. Just you were misusing my stuff. It was not designed to do this. Yeah, I looked it up. It's freakishly weird that once you do it the first time, it changes it, and when you do it the second time, it overrides it back to the default. It's just I can't find the proper code paths where how this happens. It's weird.
Yeah, but I see like you are already looking into it, so it will be fixed, right?
No. Yeah, I can't find it.
That's what it says here.
Yeah, I will look into it. I looked into it. I can't find it. It's just I don't understand why it works the first time and not the second time, and just reverts it the second time. Basically, it's weird. But also, yeah, I don't know, for dependencies, vendoring dependencies is also like a bit tricky, right? It's like it's not meant for it.
But dependent packages that why like
Yeah, but it also basically you're also prefixing dependent packages, but the dependent packages should not be. It's not something that. It's not something that when you vendor a package does. It's when you create a package where you set the dependencies. So yeah, it's super weird.
Maybe it's only a documentation issue that it doesn't support this.
Yeah, but we could do that, but I understood from Constantine that it was someone from the VMware team that was doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, I just looked that up. It said on his profile.
And
So this is the problem. So they have a health checker package that's supposed to be vended in other things.
yeah, but that's also dependent on another one. Yeah. We never put vendor package in our vendor package was also like really low level, like not with dependency
Mhm.
or anything.
Well, I assume it worked right before because they have been doing this for a while. Like the Silk.
You can vendor the whole thing, but it will just vendor the package and it doesn't do anything with dependencies. Dependencies are the
They are taken as
vendors the package.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's inside the package, yeah, that it also has dependencies, but that's not vendored in or something. Yeah, yeah. I can put some more time into it, but how much time does
Oh.
people want me to put into this?
No, I'm just gonna put this in our backlog. Because I think, I mean, yeah. They probably want this fixed. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't have vSphere.
Yeah. I know we have a story to do this. We'll follow up on this.
Yeah, that's with the fog stuff, and he didn't. I looked at 2 days ago, and he still nobody responded on the tickets in the upstream.
Mhm. Okay, so this is discussion, I would say, open for contribution. Okay, I'll ping these people through Slack. Is this still in our working group? Didn't we remove that?
I thought it was removed from us, but yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, it's at
Runtime.
runtime.
Yeah.
So we can delete from projects. close this issue. We can do that.
What?
Well, it was the last comment, right? He said that we can close the issue.
Just like that.
Yes. Here we're waiting on a PR. We're waiting on a. I mean, it at least has been prioritized, right? So, no, this one. That was merged. What's the status now? Is that, do we have that repo? And also, do we want to like do a review of that whole repo or how?
I don't know. I think it was already there, and
Yeah,
it's
maybe like
clearly-
maybe it makes sense to review the whole repo once there's a PR to get it into the push director.
fine.
I think that makes sense.
Max, did you have any discussion with Matthias about this? Oh,
Currently he drives this as a side project because we currently have other topics. Plan is to focus on that in Q2. And then, yeah, we want to bring it in and use it.
So maybe it makes sense to have it then all in one.
Yeah.
Oh, my internet is getting horrible. Hmm.
Anyone who wants to it's weird that some are working and some is not, some are not. Or it's all creating VMs. It's not even finishing.
No, it's TCP router and router, so it has to do with ports. I believe we had some ops files here with regards to ports for CPIs. The Docker desktop stuff that had some.
Extra ports.
Yeah.
We had that.
Because there was this whole port bindings thing. I don't know if that's what they are using.
I don't know.
And they should be able to use debug logging, right?
Mm-hmm. I will try it locally when I have some time in next week.
Yeah.
Assign it to me. I will.
Let's first give some pointers. They do both? No, probably not, right?
Hmm?
Debug has also CPI if you want only
Does it?
CPI.
Oh, okay. You
Think
probably
with the-
only want CPI. Yeah.
Now we introduce at some point CPI because debug is too much. Maybe we want to
Yeah.
focus on CPI needs.
Maybe that's the point, because I believe there's, to figure this out, there was some like mapping that was done to like the port bindings thing was not documented, but it was something I found in the underlying Docker library or something. It's just like just piping it or putting it through or something. So you can actually use quite a lot of things there.
Yeah, I'm not
Yes,
sure if
yes.
that's the exact issue that they have, but
We will see in the CPI log. Discussion. We did this, right?
Open for contribution. Yeah, we have the new repository.
It's not even working anymore. Oh, it is working. Because it's now called.
I missed to add the PR here to link the PR from the community. No, there is the.
But didn't we do that? We.
You
hasn't been-
mentioned. I think you said something that you transferred last Friday. We were chatting when you mentioned.
But now it seems to be not the case.
It's back again. Huh?
Yeah, but that's weird. Thought I moved it.
well, it's not moved. Still access it.
What did we decide?
It was concourse. We missed something in the PR. The old repository still exists. I think we didn't delete it from here. Is this the issue?
It has been recreated. But then why is the issue there?
I
Ooh.
mean,
That repo also exists. Plot thickens. What's here then? Nothing.
it's a new repository.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
The whole.
yes. What?
Stop playing with unicorns. It's not healthy. Guys, I need to leave.
Okay.
Someone approaching my door.
Sounds scary.
It is. I need to open.
Oh no. Look out, make sure that you don't catch too much sunlight.
Yeah. That's what the thing was I'm most afraid of. So putting on my raincoat, sunglasses. Hey, see you guys later.
See ya.
Yeah, have a nice evening, Ramon. Ciao.
Yo, ciao.
I don't understand what's going on here. Ugh. Maybe that works. No. Okay, I will leave this open and look into it. Ooh, it's already assigned. Maybe assign it to more people to actually make it happen. Yes.
Teamwork.
Yeah, happy to review PR. That's still true. That one is actually open for contribution. I think there is a PR.
Yeah, there is already a PR about this.
This is a discussion. This is really similar.
We will be right back.
Okay, I believe that's all of them.
Great work. Yeah, this was
Okay. Thanks. Any other business?
From my side.
Okay.
regarding the Slack channels. We have I mentioned this in the TOC. Some of them are a little bit dead. Should we look into those and then just, I don't know, decide?
To archive. Yeah.
I see that some people are joining the CPI channel from time to time and asking questions there, and no one cares. For example, the CPI channel. But I
Maybe we can.
Yeah.
Maybe we can update the descriptions of the channels to just say that they should go to the Bosch main or the Bosch channel.
Yes, this could be done. Yeah, I can try to. Yeah, well, I will check whether I have permissions to update. Yeah.
Okay.
And also regarding the CI infra repo, we renamed just the ARI group. They built something with Terraform, what Ramon mentioned last week. It's better. I don't know. Maybe at some point it makes sense to switch to the site on one.
To their repo.
Yes, yeah. They have also now automation for their CI setup, which is a different, little same idea, but a different implementation.
Yeah, I'm happy to move over to something that they maintain.
Yeah,
It's just
apparently
work.
they have also end-to-end test to test all the automation they have in place to set up the concourse on Kubernetes. I
That
don't know
sounds
how
good.
much. I don't know how much work it is, but maybe something to consider.
Yeah, but that for that we need Ramon because he knows more
Yes,
about that
yeah.
automation then. So let's
Yeah.
bring it up next week.
Okay,
Talk to you all later. Bye.
you have a
See
nice
you.
evening.
Bye.
Bye.